for Tyson, he's part of our Mavs Legends program that Mark has created for past players. Tyson's now living here in the Dallas area. He wanted to kind of get his feet wet to see what coaching is all about. So we have him on board for our Mavs Legends program. Also, JJ still is under that umbrella too, and so those are the two that have launched this program that Mark's created, and we're very excited to have that. Especially have those two guys who've been big parts of the history here, and that's what Mark does. He takes care of his players, past and present. And Gergs is he's here to help out to see if he likes it. We're recruiting right now, so this is his first day. He was here at 6:15, ready to go. But as you brought up, past faces that have been here before understand the culture, understand what we're trying to do, and so it's great to have them in the building.
Jason, DwaynePriceMaps.com. Just tell us how the first day went, the first time seeing these guys, first day of training.
Dwayne, today was a great day. The excitement, the energy was very high. Guys, played hard, competed. They did everything we asked, and so no injuries. As you guys got to watch there, the scrimmage was competitive. Everybody wants to win, and so it was a great first day. Well, as coaches now, we'll go back and look at the video and see some of the things we have to clean up. But I thought the energy and the effort and the communication was at an all-time high.
And one other thing, the game last night, did you get the chance to go? What you think of the Cowboys?
Oh, the Cowboys were rocking last night. The stadium was rocking, and the Cowboys have a very good team, and they played at a very high level last night. It was Finley had gotten us some very nice seats there in the end zone so we could see the game. So it was really nice.
Hey, Tim Cato with The Athletic. Would you say there's a specific focus in this training camp, offense, defense, or just something else more generally?
Yeah, I think, Tim, when you talk about what we're trying to accomplish here in training camp is chemistry and accountability. Those two things we talked about yesterday as a team, and we're going to talk throughout training camp and the year. And I thought today was a great start in that chemistry and also the accountability, being held accountable. And so those are the things that we're going to work on, and hopefully we can get better each time we take the floor.
Callie Kaplan with the Dallas Morning News. To go off of that, Luka has said that he wants to be able to build better chemistry like he has with the Slovenian team, but how do you go about that? In what ways are you, trying to create that tangible chemistry?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's going to take time to develop that chemistry. As much as we would like to be in a drink form in a bottle where everybody can take it and we would have it on day one, it's going to be the journey, the experiences, good or bad, in the sense when I say bad, losses. But I think the biggest thing is you can see today the energy. Everybody's excited, everybody was communicating. So chemistry is going to take time. We have a new staff and two new players that we brought on board. But I think Luka was right. Chemistry is something that's big and that the Mavs have always had in the past, and hopefully we can have it this season.
A little bit more about Tyson Chandler. Some of the guys yesterday were talking about how much they've enjoyed working with him. What specifically would you like to see him impart? What are the things you're seeing and hope to get from his presence here?
Brad, when you talk about Tyson and his presence, I think we all will start with his voice. He's a great communicator. He's been here, don't quote me, but somewhere in July, August maybe, he started helping out and wanted to see if he liked it. He loves it. Sometimes we tease him that we should maybe look at a 10-day. Uh, he's in great shape. But I think what Tyson brings is just who he is. And for the people who have been around him, he's always been a giver, always willing to help. When he was a teammate of mine, he was always there to protect. And so I think, that's just who he is. He's in there trying to pass on what he's learned coming out of high school, which was a long, long time ago. But I think he hasn't changed. And we're lucky to have someone like that can help bigs. When you talk about KP, Boban, you saw him in there sparring with Boban, made him look small. But also, we have some young players. When you talk about Moses Brown being able to help Moses, it was great to hear players mention him yesterday, and that's just a sign of Tyson's doing the right thing.
Hey, Jason, Chuck with Mavs Radio. About Gertz. Obviously, he was here. He was here when we won in 2011. And he's always been just a great mentor toward coaches. What do you see from him toward you as a coach versus you as a player?
Cooper, that's a great question. I think when you talk about Gergs, he's a father figure. He's created a lot of jobs for NBA coaches. When you talk about development, when he first came in the league to Seattle, he helped quite a few players on that team, and other teams started to see what he was doing in the summer, and then on the court, and other franchises started adding more coaches to develop, and so he's the godfather of coaches. For a young coaching staff and a young head coach, he can help me. I can lean on him. I would say, to go out on a limb, he's seen everything. There's nothing that he hasn't seen, and so to be able to bounce different ideas off of him, and the beauty of Gertz is he's always going to be honest. And he was here when we did win. He was honest with Dirk about his defense, and Dirk told him the truth, that it's about offense. So they have a great relationship. But that's what Gertz is to everybody here as the Mavs family. He's always going to be part of the Mavs family because he helped us win.
Okay, we're going to go to Zoom with Kevin Gray. Kevin?
Kevin Gray, 105 Big Fan, Jason, good to see you. You talked about chemistry and accountability, something you've already talked about with this team. From a philosophical standpoint, what do you want to impart to this team, especially during this first week, to really establish a foundation as you guys get ready for preseason action and into the regular season?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, as we talk about chemistry and accountability, that comes along with trust. Just trusting each other. May be on the defensive end. If someone gets beat, there's going to be a teammate there to help. And then on the offensive end, being unselfish. And again, we talked about it yesterday. We're very good at breaking down the defense and making the extra pass, and so can we be accountable to do that, on a nightly basis, and everybody agreed that we can, and so those are the type of things that we're going to work on daily to get there, and hopefully continue to talk about that in January and February when everybody's looking for the All-Star break.
Ian on Zoom.
Hey, Coach. Ian, AZSports.com. You've talked a lot about defense yesterday and when you were first introduced back in the middle of the summer. What is the science into getting a team to buy into defending at a high level? And how do you plan to do that with this group of guys, with a lot of them playing together for some time?
Well, it's, a big thing for us is we want to get better on the defensive end. When you talk about steals or deflections, we were 30th. Can we get better? We all believe that we can. Sometimes it's just a little effort, and then also just talking about it on a daily basis. Starting practice with a defensive drill, maybe ending practice with a defensive drill, where it becomes the norm. It's just like today's game has changed from when I played. Now you see everyone's practicing threes. And now threes have become an important part of our game. So I think when we are out on the floor for practice, defense is something that all the coaches are preaching, and hopefully that will translate game time.
Okay, and one more, Leonardo.
Hi, Coach. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Coach, from what we saw last season, which was great from Luka, in what area do you expect him to improve this season?
Well, I would take the numbers that he had last year. They were pretty good. Well, I think maturity. I think he's 22 years old. He understands what it takes to win. I think one of the biggest things that we'll talk about internally, and then for his play, is trying to take some of that heavy lifting, where he can trust his teammates to carry some of that load for him, so he doesn't have to do everything on a nightly basis.